Do you remember the first time you saw Iron Man? That post-credit scene with Nick Fury, promising something bigger? For over a decade, the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't just a series of movies. It was a global cultural event. It was appointment viewing. The MCU built a universe that felt intricate, connected, and most importantly, full of heart. The journey to Avengers Endgame was a masterclass in long-form storytelling. Each film, each post-credit scene was a puzzle piece. We theorized, we debated, we lined up for midnight premieres. The excitement was electric. Remember the theater erupting when Captain America lifted Mjolnir? Or the collective gasp when Thanos snapped his fingers? These weren't just movie moments. They were shared experiences that connected millions of people around the world. The Infinity Saga was more than just a box office success. It was a triumph of vision and execution, a perfect culmination of a decade of storytelling. It felt like they could do no wrong. But then Endgame happened. The epic finale we all waited for. It was a beautiful, satisfying conclusion. But what happens after the grand finale? Where do you go from the top of the mountain? This is where the cracks began to show. The post-Endgame era, what they call the multiverse saga, has felt different, disconnected. One of the biggest issues is what fans have dubbed superhero fatigue. After a decade of being conditioned to watch every single movie and TV show to keep up, the sheer volume became overwhelming. In just a few years, we've had a dozen films and even more Disney Plus series. What used to be a special treat twice a year became a constant stream of content, a chore, a homework assignment. It's hard to get excited for the next big thing when another one is always right around the corner. The specialness of a new Marvel release just isn't there anymore. And the quality? It's been a roller coaster. For every gem like WandaVision or Shang-Chi, we got films and shows that felt rushed, with questionable CGI and stories that didn't seem to connect to a larger, compelling narrative. The overarching thread of Kong the Conqueror, meant to be the next Thanos, has felt unfocused and muddled, not helped by behind-the-scenes issues. The interconnected universe, once the MCU's greatest strength, now feels like a burden. With convoluted plot lines that require you to have seen everything to understand anything. Let's talk about the Disney Plus shows for a minute. When they were first announced, the potential was huge. Deep dives into beloved characters. And some of them delivered. WandaVision was a creative and emotional mystery box. Loki expanded the universe in fascinating ways. But many other shows felt like stretched-out movies, with pacing issues and endings that just served to set up the next project, rather than providing a satisfying story on their own. They started to feel less like essential viewing and more like optional side quests. The original Avengers had years to develop. We understood their motivations, their flaws, their triumphs. The new generation of heroes is being introduced so rapidly that it's hard to form that same connection. Characters like Kate Bishop, Yelena Belova, and Ms. Marvel are fantastic, but they're often lost in a crowded field, struggling for screen time and a clear sense of purpose within the larger universe. And the visual effects, which were once groundbreaking, have become a major point of criticism. Reports of overworked and underpaid VFX artists have surfaced, and it shows on screen. Scenes in major blockbusters have looked unfinished, like something out of a video game cutscene from 10 years ago, when the spectacle is a key part of the appeal. Inconsistent CGI really pulls you out of the experience. It makes these billion-dollar productions feel, for lack of a better word, cheap. So, is the MCU dead? Is it all over? I don't think so. Fall might be too strong a word. Perhaps stumble is more accurate. The box office numbers, while not what they used to be for every project, are still massive by any normal standard. The brand is still incredibly powerful, but the magic, that feeling of being part of something truly special, has definitely faded. The studio seems to be at a crossroads, caught between the formula that brought them unprecedented success and the need to innovate and evolve. So what's the solution? How can Marvel reclaim its throne? First, I think they need to slow down. Focus on quality over quantity. Make each movie and series an event again. Look at the success of Joker or the Batman for DC. Standalone stories with strong directorial vision can be huge. Second, they need to reestablish a clear, compelling direction. The multiverse is a cool concept, but so far its execution has been confusing. We need to understand the stakes. Why should we care about this new saga? They need to build their new characters properly, give them room to breathe and win our hearts the way the original Avengers did. The universe is vast, and the potential is still there. We, the fans, are still here, waiting to be wowed again. What do you think? Is the MCU in a slump, or am I being too critical? I read all of them. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks for watching,